Yo, what's up? This is your life coach and mentor, Jonathan Belcher. We're going to start off with our daily affirmation. I am rich. I am financially free. I am financially prosperous. Money flows to me effortlessly and abundantly from providing great service. I am wealthy. I am healthy. I am loved. Pain is a sign. Pain is a sign. A lot of times we look at pain as a reason to be a victim, but really and truly, all the universe is trying to do is tell you something when you are experiencing pain. And pain usually comes from having negative habits that aren't conducive to where you want to go in your life. So when you are experiencing some kind of pain, whether it be physical, emotional, spiritual, financial, you name it, it's literally telling you that something has to change. That's all it's doing. And once you start to look at life in this way, where you realize that pain is just a signal, you can start to make the corrective decisions that you need to make to change your whole entire situation. So this is why I say that the universe doesn't happen to us. The universe happens for us. Things happen for us to give us a sign, to show us what to do next, to show us what would create a better emotion. Because at the end of the day, all we want as people is to be happy. All we want is to be joyous. But when you're experiencing pain, it's not a reason to give up on yourself. It's not a reason to be discouraged. It's just a reason to say, all right, well, what's the solution that'll help me to feel better? And it's just like anything else in life. You take a car, for example, and cars have what's called sensors, right? Cars have sensors. And these sensors in a car, they trigger letting the car know when something needs to be fixed or when something is messed up. And if you continue to ignore that sensor, or you continue to ignore that sign in the car, what happens eventually is you run the possibility of that car breaking down. You run the possibility of that car making noise, that car not driving efficiently anymore. So we could look at even ourselves and our biological makeup in the same kind of way. Like if you're going through your day, or you've been experiencing, let's say, pain, like a migraine or something like that, or you've been experiencing stomach pains, that's literally your body signaling to you that something needs to change, that something is wrong. So you can either ignore it and keep doing what you've been doing, or you can make a new decision to change your habits so that you can go from being in pain to feeling healthy, feeling happy, and not being in pain anymore. So it's just a matter of acknowledgement. It's just a matter of admitting and being honest with yourself and saying, look, I'm not happy about this situation. This shit gotta change. Something's gotta give. And from there, what your brain is gonna do is gonna search for solutions. But what many people do, which is unfortunate, is that many people focus on the problem. Many people focus on the pain. Many people focus on what's going wrong. And what's going wrong, it is what it is. But if you are experiencing pain from what's going wrong, then it's up to you to focus on the solution, right? Forget about the pain. Forget focusing so much on what's going wrong. Forget thinking so much about what you don't like, because the more you think about something that creates negative emotions within yourself, the more you're driving yourself into a rut, an emotional rut, the more you're driving yourself into a trap. And unfortunately, a lot of people even fall into depression from doing this. Just by choosing a thought that you don't like, you can run yourself into a depression. People do this every day, whether subconsciously or consciously. But what you can do is consciously grab a hold of your thought and say, nah, that thought is not conducive for me. That thought does not create a good feeling for me. It's actually creating pain for me. You know what? I'm going to think something that's going to bring about something prosperous. I'm going to think something that's going to make me feel happy. I'm going to think something that's going to make me feel like powerful. Now, once you consciously choose a new thought, now you're starting to head in the right direction. Now your life can start to change and new doors are going to start to open up to you, because literally from you choosing a new thought of abundance and prosperity, your brain is going to become more receptive to all opportunities that's going to get you to the good feeling that you want. Drop a comment below if you feel what I'm talking about, or you've been in a space of feeling pain and you got yourself out of a painful situation. You know what I'm talking about. Drop a comment below. Give me a thumbs up if you're feeling what I'm talking about so far. But pain is just a sign. It's just a signal. It's telling you that something needs to change. And keep in mind that change may happen gradually. It may not happen overnight. But the moment you make a new decision to change, to consciously choose a new thought, literally in that very moment, your life changes. Your life doesn't change when the money shows up. Your life doesn't change when you get the new home. Your life doesn't change when you get the new car. Your life doesn't change when the $1 million check is cut. Your life changes the minute you make a decision to create new habits that get rid of the pain and bring about joy. You feel what I'm saying? So the minute you make the new decision, the minute you decide that, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore because the more I do this, the more pain I feel. Like if you've been noticing you're doing something and it may give you some temporary gratification, but you're noticing that in the long run, it's detrimental to your well-being, it's detrimental to your spirit and your mental state, well then it's time to make a new decision. It's time to say, you know what, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to choose a new habit, a habit that's better for me, and then now you can start moving in line with your purpose. But until you do that, the pain is going to continue. You know, the problems are going to persist, and the more you focus on the pain and you focus on the problems, the bigger those things get. But you could just say, yo, forget about that, and then you can focus on something else. You can choose to focus on something else. You can choose to focus on, you know, getting a better job. You can choose to focus on going to the gym and looking better. You can choose to focus on changing your diet and getting healthier. You can choose to focus on things that's going to create the life that you want. And now the minute that you do that, it's like this weird thing happens in life where the floodgates of abundance, prosperity, and happiness just start to flow into your life, because now you can actually see everything that's at play. You start to see all the ways in which you can create something better for yourself. But unfortunately, the mind can be very deceiving, and the mind runs loops, right? Like your mind will create loops of thought, right? So if you've been thinking something negative and you think that thought over and over again, literally that thought can create negative feelings within yourself, and even create negative feelings so bad, if persistent, you can even create sickness inside of yourself. So the way to become more healthy, the way to become more joyous, the way to become happier, the way to feel better, the way to get closer to your goals, get closer to your dreams, is to think thoughts that are in line with the things you want, instead of thinking thoughts that are going to bring you pain. It doesn't make sense. Those thoughts aren't good for you. They're not conducive. At the end of the day, you always want to protect yourself, but realize that pain is a signal. You know, pain is trying to tell you something. Pain is not there as an enemy. It's really there trying to tell you something, tell you that something needs to change, something needs to get better. And once you just look at it like that, instead of being in a place of victimhood and being in a place of feeling down in the dumps and feeling bad for yourself, now that's when things gonna change. That's when things gonna start leveling up for you. That's when people are gonna start feeling good when they get around you. That's when people are gonna start wanting to be around you. That's when people are gonna start reaching out to you. That's when people are gonna start to look at your confidence and they're gonna feel inspired. You know, this is just the way it works. It's like an energetic thing. So if you're feeding into negative emotions, you can only create negative results from that. But if you're feeding into positive emotions and you can see better for yourself, you still have hope, you still have faith, those things are where you can manifest. In faith and hope, you know, when you're playing on the playground of faith and hope, that's where your manifestation is going to come. It's not going to come from you being bogged down by the past, you know, constantly thinking about negative things, negative people, negative situations you don't like right now. That's not going to create the manifestation you want. What's going to create the manifestation you want is you saying, you know what, I don't like the situation right now. This don't feel good to my spirit. Let me focus on the solution to change this. What is the steps that I can take to go from a negative feeling into a positive feeling? And now your brain is naturally going to search for the answers. And now that you're focused on solutions, you actually are going to feel better. You're going to realize your power and realize that, damn, if I focus hard enough on something that like is going to bring change, positive change for me, well, then eventually what's going to happen is my brain is going to give me the answer. Your brain is going to give you the answers you need to create the solution. Your brain is going to bring up the solutions. Your brain is going to bring the people, the circumstances, the events, you know, put you in the right place at the right time, and you'll be able to manifest from that. But it all starts from not looking at pain as an enemy, but looking at pain as a signal. It's just a sign. All pain is a sign. And once you look at it that way, I'm telling you, there's nothing that can really stop you. You know, the world is your oyster. Great things are to come for you. You know, it doesn't matter what the haters and the doubters and the critics got to say or what they feel about you. None of that shit matters. All that really matters is what you're telling yourself on a day-to-day basis, because what you're telling yourself on a day-to-day basis, your mind is going to believe more and more and more, and your mind is going to prove it to you more and more and more every single day. You know what I mean? So I just want to share this message with you guys today. Make sure to share this video with 5 friends or family who you think would like this video, who would appreciate this word. Share this video with 5 friends or family. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to my channel yet. Hit the bell, right? When you hit the bell, you're going to be notified immediately whenever I make videos like this. Don't just hit subscribe. Also hit the bell so that whenever I release videos like this, you'll be notified immediately. But anyway, remember, pain is just a sign. That's all it is. I'm going to see you guys at the top. Peace.